Islam. As for Islam, linguistically, it is inqiyad, submission or yielding. Religiously, it is a specific submission. Submission to that with which the Prophet came, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by uttering the two shahadas and believing in them. Yani, that's the submission to them, is the believing in them. The Shaykh says in the Sirat, وَالْإِسْلَامُ هُوَ الدِّينُ الَّذِي رَضِيَهُ اللَّهُ لِعِبَادِهِ وَأَمَرَنَا بِاتِّبَاعِهِ. Islam is the religion that Allah accepts for His slaves and ordered us to follow. Allah the Exalted said, وَمَن يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَن يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Whoever seeks other than Islam as a religion, it will not be accepted from him, and he shall be in the hereafter one of the losers or one of the failures. That's explicit ayah. Some people who claim to be Muslims, they say you can be any religion you want to be, and they bring you some ayahs like lakum dinukum waliya din. You have your religion and I have my religion. That's a misinterpretation. Allah knows best. Al-Islam is the only religion accepted by Allah. The only religion Allah ordered His slaves to follow. The least for a person to do to be safe from remaining in hellfire forever is believing in Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The one who dies in the state of blasphemy shall not be forgiven. Like the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ لِعَبْدِهِ مَا لَمْ يَقَعِ الْحِجَابِ. Surely Allah indeed forgives His slave as long as the veil has not fallen. They asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what is the falling of the veil? He said, أَن تَمُوتَ النَّفْسُ وَهِيَ مُشْرِكَةٌ, for a soul to die as a pagan. Whoever dies on the state of Islam shall end up in paradise, even if he committed enormous sins, even if he did all of the sins. He would either be forgiven for his sins and admitted into paradise, or he would be tortured for a time and then be taken out of hellfire and then admitted to paradise. But when I say, even if he did all the sins, you need to be careful, because the sin itself is something that brings a person closer to kufr. The more the person sins and the bigger his sins, the more he subjects himself to falling into kufr. It's important for a person to do some things that will help to keep his faith. One is to learn. Another is to pray, all the prayers. And another is to avoid sins. The scholars of Islam unanimously agreed that whoever takes a religion other than Islam for himself is a blasphemer, and that whoever does not declare such a person as a blasphemer is himself a blasphemer, as well as whoever hesitates about that or is neutral, such as to say, I do not say he is a blasphemer or not. So all that's blasphemy. We have to be sure that if a person's not a Muslim, he's a kafir. There's no third thing. And inshallah, we'll see in the chapter about blasphemy, not being accountable like he's an adult kafir, but he's not accountable. That doesn't help his status. Yani he will still be having very low status. We'll see some proof for that, inshallah ta'ala. At-Tahawi said, وَدِينُ اللَّهِ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاءِ وَاحِدٌ وَهُوَ دِينُ الْإِسْلَامِ. The religion of Allah on earth and in the skies, or the sky, is one, or it's the same. It's one religion. And it is the religion of Islam. That means that's the religion of humans, angels, and genies. قال الله تعالى إن الدين عند الله الإسلام. Allah said what means, surely religion to Allah is Islam. وقال تعالى, and the Exalted said, وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. I have approved Islam as a religion for you. Every other religion is invalid. That's correct, firm belief of Muslims that we say unapologetically. You could say that in easier words or harsher words, but that's the truth, whichever way you say. Thus, there is no heavenly or revealed religion other than Islam. Whoever said otherwise has blasphemed. For this reason, the one who calls the places of the blasphemers, like churches, houses of Allah, is a blasphemer, because these places were built to be used for blasphemy. That case right there was taken from, as you know, from As-Siratul Mustaqim, from the blasphemy section. It was put here. Allah ordered his prophet to outwardly declare to the pagans that they have their invalid religion and that he has his true religion. His true religion that he will never depart. Lakum dinukum waliyadin. That's the right meaning of the ayah. You have your invalid religion and I have my true religion. In the ancient times of the original humans, everyone had the same religion, Islam. Allah said, كَانَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً. All of the people were one ummah, one religion. Ummah here means religion. Someone might translate it as nation, but it means really religion. Ummah has many meanings. Abu Ya'la narrates in his Musnad that Ibn Abbas interpreted this verse by saying, all of them were on Islam. In this verse is proof that the first humans were Muslims. The first blasphemy among humans was after the death of Prophet Idris, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Enoch. Nuh was the first prophet sent to blasphemers, and the first sent after people spread throughout the world. That's two sayings there. Nuh was the first prophet sent to blasphemers, and the first sent after people spread throughout the world. That's two sayings. Two sayings for what? Two sayings for the meaning of the hadith when the people say to Noah on Judgment Day, Anta awwalur rusul. You are the first of the messengers when they seek intercession from him. It means that he was the first prophet sent to blasphemers. And he was the first sent after people spread throughout the world. Yani, we could put or here, but both of those are true. The millennium between them is called the first era of ignorance, between Enoch and Noah. Al-Jahiliyatul Ula, as mentioned in Surah Al-Ahzab, that's when women started wearing high heels and slits up their thighs and exposing cleavage. Therefore, whoever truly followed Moses, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, was a Muslim, even if they were called the Yahud. And whoever truly followed Jesus was a Muslim, even if they were called the Nasara. Those Arabic words. Yahud, that we're going to translate as Jew, and Nasara, that will be translated as Christian. And people famously also say Masihi for Christian, Masihi. But the name for them in the Quran is An-Nasara. Inna alladhina amanu walladhina hadu wan-nasara. Allah said about the Jews and the Christians, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمَةِ. They were not ordered in the Torah and the Injil but to worship Allah sincerely, dedicating religion only to Him, as believers disinterested in all invalid religion, and to observe prayer and give the zakah. That is the straight religion, yani the right religion. I want to put right there. That is the right religion. The person who truly follows Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who renewed the call to Islam after it had been stopped among humans on earth, not genies, is a Muslim, meaning there were still Muslim genies by the time Prophet Muhammad appeared, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Sharia is the sacred law given by Allah to the messenger prophets. Messenger prophets means the prophets who were messengers. The Sharia is the rulings brought down by revelation. Rulings means judgments or rules. And they differ depending on the welfare of the people. Yani they differ from messenger to messenger, in accordance with what Allah willed. So Allah is who changes them from one messenger to another, or abrogates them from time to time within the lifetime of a prophet, of a single prophet. It's both of those are nasikh, abrogation. What's canceled from one prophet to another, and what's canceled within the Sharia of a living prophet, a current prophet who's alive, because the abrogation is revelation, so he has to be alive. Like what happened with Abraham alayhi salatu wasalam and his son, the story about being obligated to sacrifice his son. Yani, that was abrogated. So that's an important proof, because we say Islam is the religion of Abraham. So being the religion of Abraham, you should have some references, some proofs to show. Like here, and the Hajj too. Even in the Bible, it tells the story of Abraham building the Kaaba, but they perverted it, so it's not clear. But if you know the story, and then you see what's in the Bible, you know what it is. شرع لكم من الدين ما وصى به نوحا والذي أوحينا إليك. He sanctioned for you believers of religion the very religion with which he commanded Noah, and which he revealed to you, Muhammad. وَمَا وَصَّيْنَا بِهِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى, and that with which he commanded Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. أَنْ أَقِيمُوا الدِّينَ وَلَا تَتَفَرَّقُوا فِيهِ, to observe prayer and not to disunite in religion. However, the 5 universal judgments do not differ in the laws of the prophets. Yani, there is something universal in all revealed laws, all sacred laws. They are protection of one's religion from blasphemy, protection of one's life from murder, protection of one's mind from what ruins it, such as alcohol, protection of one's lineage from being born out of wedlock, protection of one's property from unrightful consumption, and some scholars count it a 6th, protection of one's honor. Islam benefits in this life and in the hereafter. All of the blasphemer's benefits will be cut off by death. He will not have any benefits in the hereafter. Islam will benefit one in this life and in the hereafter. That includes the grave. Yani, you can count on it like as sure as if you pour water on a fire, the fire's going to go out, meaning that's usual and normal, natural. You can count on it that if you die as a kafir, you're going to be tortured in your grave. And all of what that believer did in this life is going to matter for him in his grave and in the afterlife. When he only ate the halal, then in his grave, he won't be tortured in his stomach like the person who ate the haram while his body is decaying and he feels the torture in his stomach. Imagine you ate haram meat all your life. Yani, don't you know how much it hurts if you have diarrhea in your stomach? It hurts so bad. Subhanallah, imagine you in your grave. It's going to hurt so bad in there. Way, way worse than that. If the slave had only the endowment of Islam, this would be sufficient. Meaning, even in this world, if he didn't have anything else, this would be sufficient for him. In this life, it guides to the deeds that are rewardable in the hereafter. This Islam, it is a door. It's a key. This world is an illusion. Yani, a person, he wakes up in the morning and he can step outside and breathe the air. And he says, what can I do? What should I do? There's a million things I can do. I can run down the street right now, or I can try to make some money, or I can, I don't know what. Do whatever I want to do right now. So Allah Ta'ala, He did give His slaves something to occupy them. That's religion. But this dunya is like as if you have options. So a person would be deceived by this dunya and he thinks he has options from religion, which is all sorts of things, all sorts of interesting things, and do whatever he wants to do. All of that is not going to help a person in the afterlife. The key for the afterlife is Islam. Islam guides to the deeds that are rewardable in the hereafter and warns from the deeds that deserve torture. The focus of the religion is to guide the slave to what is beneficial for him. I saw recently, subhanallah, a lady on the train. Part of her head is shaved bald and she has tattoo there. And she has all sorts of colors in her tattoos all over her body. And she has piercings. And she has nails, maybe fake nails, that are sharpened. So it's like she has claws. And she has nice clothes too. Maybe she has a nice job. So, subhanallah, maybe this person has no concern about the afterlife whatsoever. This one is deceived by the dunya. The focus of the religion is to guide the slave to what is beneficial for him. Our religion does not order us to do or leave something unless there were wisdom in it. Very important. Even if one did not understand that wisdom, yani, rely on the religious rules and judgments, let them guide you and put that as your operating system. Put those religious rules as your operating system. And don't put your opinion above that. And don't put your feelings above that. Then you'll be guided. If a person is very attached to his opinion, very opinionated person, or a person is very emotionally fragile, then this person might be misguided. Or at least, not if not misguided, might not put the religion as this one's operating system. Rather, his opinion is going to be his operating system, or his feelings going to be his operating system. At-Tahawi said, فَإِنَّهُ مَا سَلِمَ فِي دِينِهِ إِلَّا مَنْ سَلَّمَ لِلَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ وَلِرَسُولِهِ. No one would be steadfast in his religion but who submits to Allah Azza wa Jal and to His Messenger. وَرَدَّ عِلْمَ مَا اشْتَبَهَ عَلَيْهِ إِلَىٰ عَالِمِهِ. and he refers the knowledge of what eludes him to its knower. There might be something in the religion that's not clear for you. So what you're going to do, just then leave it. Leave the matter of what is unclear to you to who knows it. But don't be opinionated. Say, I don't know. So that's going to be the problem of Mu'tazili, for example. Who are those? Those were the ones who denied destiny, and they said God has duties and other things they said. Saying those types of things is based on being very opinionated, preferring your opinion and your own ideas over something else. That's extreme case. So extreme that takes a person away from the Quran and the Sunnah. Also, hadith denial. Hadith denial is rooted in being opinionated. That's extreme case that one's opinion takes him to blasphemy or misguidance. But a very severe case of being opinionated, important for us to watch out for, is when one is attached to his opinion to the point that he will not work with another who does not share his opinion, even if it's not an issue of blasphemy or misguidance. If he sees someone else's opinion as inferior to his own, he will not accept this opinion. That means he doesn't cooperate. So when one's opinion leads him to be uncooperative, that's not good. This is what's going to cause splinters in groups without even blasphemy. So it's important for us, if we want to work together, and this is one of the things that the Sheikh taught us, is to nata'awan, to cooperate. And cooperating involves putting one's own opinion to the side. And putting your opinion to the side is not a denial that it's the best opinion. Could be in reality. You might really know. You say, I know this is the best way to go. Doesn't mean you're not going to cooperate, though. Because in cooperating, there's still going to be more progress than to break apart. Yeah, I mean, talking in general here. Wa subhanallahi wa bihamdi.